You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make this camera just a titch bitch low. Titch bitch? It's a titch bitch lower. F it. What's good, YouTube? It is your boy Thesis, aka Thesis himself, from Vaping with Thesis. That's right, God bless it. Now, look, today we've got the Ceto by Rincoe. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be Spanish or not. Ceto, or what Ceto stands for, C-E-T-O. What the fuck is it? That shit is confusing. I don't know what it means, but that's all right. We'll find out together. You feel me? Maybe that's gonna be the comment question of the day. Y'all Ninja Kitties, tell me what you think C-E-T-O stands for, and I'm gonna pick the best acronym, C-E-T-O. And I'm gonna look through it. I wanna see the best acronym. Hawkeye, some other truckers. Now with that being said, huge shout out to my Ninja Kitties on the Patreon page, patreon.com/ThesisHimself. All those mother truckers have been donating on a monthly basis. Thank each and every one of you guys. That's what's helped me continue to do this channel in an independent manner. In terms of not accepting money for good reviews, that is the best way to go about it. Thank you guys. Hawkeye, some other truckers. Now with that being said, let's go and get up close and personal with the Ceto by Rincoe. It's okay, some of the truckers. Now, welcome to Up Close and Personal with your boy Thesis. Today we've got the Rincoe Ceto. That's a C-E-T-O. Not necessarily sure if it stands for anything. So real quick, this is exactly what the packaging looks like. Nothing fancy, just simple cardboard, and I like that. And I like the fact that it's plain cardboard. Generally speaking, I like good presentation, but on a budget device, the best thing to do, in my opinion, is to keep it as plain Jane as possible. Reason being is because they're going to save money, and if they save money, hopefully we do too. Hawkeyes, let's go and open this bad boy up. And this is exactly how you end up by receiving it, just like this. This is the actual pod kit manual itself in Cantonese, I would imagine, and then of course English right here. Light notifications, all sorts of good stuff. It's a super user-friendly device, meaning you literally fill it up, wait 5 minutes. Once that 5 minutes is up, you throw the pod into the battery, and then you go ahead and take a puff. But before you do, of course, you have to remove the piece of tape that's right here on this on the connection. So real quick, let me just say that this being a pass-through device, the cord itself could be a little bit longer. However, I do think that they are trying to save money, which again, this is the MSRP on this is going to be between 20 and 30 bucks. The fact that it's that inexpensive and that cheap kind of lends me to believe that's why they went with a shorter cable. And that is literally it for the inside. Just a regular packing foam, nothing special, nothing fancy. Now let's take a look at the pod. This is a 2 milliliter pod. I did not believe it at first. However, once I measured it out for myself, it was legitimately 2 millimeters. Again, that is not a lot of liquid. However, running at 3.3 watts at 1.3 ohms, you are going to get a decent amount of vape time out of one pod. Personally, I've been able to get roughly between 6 to 10 hours. Again, kind of depending on how much I'm vaping intermittently or if it's chain vaping. Either way, it's between 6 to 10 hours, which is definitely decent. That's kind of the running average for these pod systems. Pop this inside, whoosh, bam, whoops, wrong way. The magnet, I gotta say, is extremely strong. This is one of the few pods I've got where I'm able to drop this device and the top doesn't come off. The reservoir doesn't pop off 9 times out of 10. That's a big deal to me. I like that shit. If you take a look inside, you're gonna see 2 separate chambers. This chamber on the right side of your screen is gonna be where the liquid is, and then right here underneath it, you can barely see it, is actually where the cotton and the coil sit. Now the one thing I was a little bit disappointed by is that this is just your regular standard cotton with Kanthal wrapped around it. I feel like there's enough pod systems out there to the point where we should really start innovating in terms of which type of coils and which type of wicks we're using in the device. I would say my best experience thus far with any pod system in terms of no burnt hits and no dry hits is going to be something like ceramic. Ceramic tends to be the best quality out there. Again though, this kind of delineates from that track. Reason being is because this is a budget friendly device. Now with it being a budget friendly device, I gotta say that the performance of the pods themselves, as well as just the overall longevity of the device, meaning the entire thing as a whole, has been phenomenal for what you get. I cannot believe that this thing is only 20 bucks. If it's 20 bucks, it's amazing. I'm hoping that's what's gonna be. Again, they kind of gave me a range between 25 and 30. Just to reiterate that, I'm hoping it's 20 bucks. I do wish that they took this little separator, this little piece of plastic, and they were able to mold it that way just a bit. That way we can get an extra half a milliliter out of this small reservoir. If you take a look at the bottom, you've got your connectors. Not sure if they're brass or gold plated. I do wish that they did include a bottle, but again, I know that they're trying to save on cost, which is, again, that's a good thing if as long as we know it's a budget friendly device. It's not difficult to fill. However, I do suggest you use a blunt tip needle like this. Bam, just to fill her up. It's a lot easier using these guys. Pop this back in, and of course on your first fill you are going to want to make sure that you wait the full 5 minutes before using. You want to make sure that this cotton here that's inside of there is soaked completely from this side to this side. Let's go ahead and pop this bad boy on there. I'm gonna go ahead and take a puff. Look at the density of clouds that is coming out of this pod. That's pretty fucking nuts if you ask me. Let's take one more puff. Let's take a look. That is insane to me. I love the way the carbon fiber sits inside there. Now this is, I'm sure, a sticker. Yep, it's a sticker. The thing is though, is I've seen really shitty and chintzy versions of this. Now when you're taking a look at the rest of the device, the back of it is pretty bland. It's just shiny. It is a fingerprint magnet, at least in this color variation. I'm not sure if they're gonna have other color variations, but I will say I was a tiny bit disappointed that when I opened mine up, it was not this pretty rainbow one. The rainbow one, it looks pretty dope. That's on the box. Look, I've got relatively large hands, but if you see, this is a tiny device. Now if you take a look next to a super glue bottle, you can see how small this device actually is. Another common object right here is a pen. Look at that. It's tiny. It's legitimately one of the smallest devices I've ever owned. It's running 3.3 volts at 1.3 ohms. Again, not a whole lot of power, but I will say it feels a bit more powerful than the Hang Seng IQ, and I do like the flavor that this thing produces. For whatever reason, the distance between the coil and your mouth and the actual vapor production that it's making, the distance that it's traveling, it seems to help it out just a bit. With the pod system, I tend to like a little bit warmer vape. With an actual sub-ohm tank, I prefer something that's a little bit cooler. In this instance, it tends to be a little bit warmer, something I enjoy with a pod system specifically. Now, if I was going to say anything negative about this, I know a couple of reviewers out there enjoy the fact that the mouthpiece is off to the corner. Look, I like unique stuff. I like the way it looks aesthetically. I have a better feel with the pod system when the mouthpiece is dead center. I do just prefer that. Now again, one of the negatives that's with every pod system that I've tried, there's never been a pod system I've found that actually hits an MTL to where I like it. This is more of an in-between MTL and direct to lung. I wish that it was more tight, a much tighter draw. Why the fuck? I feel like other pod systems should watch other reviews of other pod systems to understand that we need to get that draw just a tad bit tighter. I'm talking like maybe 20% less air that's going through this device than what it is, especially with the power that they're at. However, the amount of airflow that you can get generates clouds like that from a device this small. That's pretty insane. Bitch, it's okay, Smell the Truckers. Now with that being said, let's go and get back to regular review, son. Welcome back to regular view. Okay, so my final summation is this. The Rincoe Ceto, in my humble opinion, is refreshing in terms of its price point. This is between 20 and 25 bucks, somewhere along those lines. $25 for what you're getting, it is an amazing value, I think. The one thing that I'd like to see that's included with this kit would be a second pod / reservoir, as well as a ceramic coil or wicking system. The reason why I prefer ceramic coils or ceramic wicks is for the simple fact that it doesn't burn. And if it does burn, it takes quite a bit of heat, something that this is not going to generate. This is only running at 3.3 volts. Especially at 1.3 ohms, you really don't have much to worry about in terms of burning unless you get that shit super dry. With that being said, this is an excellent product. Is it a new company? Yes, so we don't necessarily have a track record to go off of in terms of their build quality, as well as their customer service, but I can tell you with my emails back and forth with one of the reps, they seem to be pretty responsive, you feel me? Take a good look at that carbon fiber. It looks decent, though we do know it is not carbon fiber. It's definitely got to be a sticker. With that being said, I think the end user, such as myself, or y'all watching this, is gonna enjoy this device. It's something that's semi-unique. I like the way that it's shaped. The design of it feels good in the hand. More importantly to me, though, is it doesn't feel like something like the Cree UFO that I showed you guys that I was just not impressed with. And that's not to say that they can't make a quality product, because they can, the company Cree that is, as we saw with the Z back in the day, on that was 2015 or 2016. This is something where I hope that Rincoe takes a lesson from. You guys have started out with a really good product. Please, for the love of God, continue to make high quality products. I don't want to see any company, doesn't matter who they are, go downhill in terms of quality overall. So on Thesis' patented finger compatibility scale, I'm gonna give this bad boy for a pod system a 7.8. That's a damn good score in my humble opinion, especially looking at products like the MyPod or the Zooer. Two of my favorite devices, the Smoat S8. Again, I always have this bad boy sitting in the, oh shit, I always have this bad boy sitting in the studio specifically because I enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy it, wouldn't be here in the studio. But they're both high quality devices. I gotta say, the Rincoe's just small enough to where I actually enjoy holding this one a bit more, especially for the fact that you can't see it. Okay, Smell the Truckers. Now with that being said, don't forget to hit me up on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter, as well as Facebook.com/ThesisHimself. That is my personal Facebook page. I'm not gonna use the Thesis Himself page unless, you know, people start to gravitate towards it, but honestly, I've already built my personal Facebook quite a bit, and I'm not a fan of Facebook in general. I do contact everybody back on Snapchat. If you hit me up on Snapchat, I will hit your ass back. It's that motherfucker. I will call you if you call me. If I'm not doing anything, fuck it, I'll video chat. It's that simple. Hawkeyes, mother truckers, don't forget to hit subscribe, comment below, tell me what CETO stands for, hit subscribe, hit notifications, and then the all fucking bell. Not that you're gonna get it, because YouTube's been acting crazy. I love you, alright? Bitch, it's okay, mother truckers. Now with that being said, I want to tell you that I appreciate y'all for vaping with Thesis. It is your boy Thesis. I'm out.